I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to be doing a soul rebirth journey today. And soul rebirth journey is 60 minutes of energy work and wisdom about anything, about your soul journey, about your human world, psychic abilities, and we can explore anything, soul fragments, anything. And in this session, we're going to be removing alien implants is the request, and then also I'm actually just reading the details here on my cell phone. So the other thing is I have a lot of music playing in my mind. Can remove the connections, and anything else you could do will be great. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and relax here. This is a real distance spiritual healing session. And it's actually Stephen's giving me the opportunity here to do the work for him, but then to share this experience openly for the world, so we can learn from each other, and we can process it as a gift to the collective. We're part of each other. We're part of each other's experience, and it brings more awareness to how spiritual healing works and different spiritual healing techniques and the way spirit guides us through different types of experiences that we're having. Stephen, I've done sessions for Stephen before, and he's working through psychic attack experiences. And I'm gonna go ahead and we'll just see where this takes us. Stephen, thank you so much for being open-minded to share, and I'm really looking forward to helping you today. Okay, I'm gonna relax now. Okay. So I'm just allowing myself to relax energetically and get connected to your spiritual atmosphere, Stephen. And the intentions are to remove alien implants and to quiet your mind. So music playing in the mind, we'll see what that's all about, and then anything else that Spirit wants to share today. Okay, so... Okay. First things first, you definitely have not realized your power. And in a way, they're showing me I'm experiencing what is, here's myself in a gift, and here it is, you can take it, and you can do whatever you want with it. You can do whatever you want with me. I'm just a gift here. I'm going to give you myself, and you can do whatever you want to me. But all the while, I'm going to be in pain and suffering and wondering, why is this happening? You actually participated, Stephen, in being a gift and then giving all that you are to another consciousness, another vibration of experiences. So now we have to figure out, what can we do to say, you know what, thank you so much. I've learned a lot from this experience, and I'm ready to take all that I am back to myself, and then continue on with my life. So we've got to figure out what it is that is inspiring you to feel like giving yourself away, and then letting, on the energy side of things, energetically do whatever they want to you, and to keep you in a place of pain and suffering, because nobody can put implants into you that are going to destroy or ruin your life unless you say, I want that, I'm signing up for this, I'm choosing to have this experience. So a part of you says, yes, I want this, but why is your soul wanting this? And what can we do to create a realization within yourself to bring you back to yourself, and then say, I've had enough, I'm ready to move on with my life now. So this is just the initial experience I'm having here, but we'll just see where this takes us, okay? Oh, man. There's just a lot of energetic suffering going on in the mental body here, and the heart portal big time, okay? Because as easy as this sounds, it's not easy to experience it. So your heart's taking a beating, your mental body's taking a beating. I'm also going to bring your physical body into the experience, because this is a physical thing. This is a human. I am human. I'm having this psychic experiences, alien implants, this music in my head. It's also a part of your physical experience, right? So I just really want to feel connected to the physical body too, so we can help everybody feel better today, okay? These are the loud ones, heart and mental body right now, okay? Okay, so, gosh, I mean, it's just so jammed up in your heart, like really, really bad. It's so jammed up that you could imagine putting a plug in your heart And then you plug that up and everything backwashes or backfills, or like there's a pressure thing and then the plug is there, so this stuff can't come out the heart properly, so it's getting backed up. And that backup is actually like backfilling in your mental body too. So you got a lot of backed up energy flow, okay? And the thing is I just want to use my energy hand and bank. There's no energy plug anymore. You can breathe through your heart again. It's not, I just can't just take it out of there. Unfortunately, we have to learn about why it's there. And through the learning and the discovery, it just dissolves itself, okay? Because believe it or not, you put it there. You put it there. You made the choices. You say, I want this in my life, but why? What is inspiring this in the first place? What is inspiring this part of your soul, part of your journey to say, I want this? The human conscious says, I don't want this, but beneath the surface, you're saying, I want this. This is my balance. This is my expectation. This is what is normal to me. This is what I want. But this isn't. This isn't love. This isn't kindness. This isn't anybody helping you. This is you saying, I deserve to suffer. I deserve to be tortured. I deserve this. You don't need to do that anymore to yourself, okay? But you have to ultimately, deep down inside, be the one to say, I choose love, and I choose to find the power within myself. I choose to take all the parts of myself back. I can't understand why it's like you're wanting to relive a torturous experience again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and you can't let go of it. So we got to continue to go through the layers to try to understand why, okay? So got a big old jam in the heart portal, and it's kind of scabbed outward, and it's pretty rotten. Like, if I put my hand in there to remove this, it's like, you know the Indiana Jones episode where all the insects are crawling all over everything, but they don't know because they can't see, and they only hear all these crunchy noises, and then they put their hand through the thing, and all the insects are all over their hand. It's kind of like that. I mean, this is like, I don't mean, this isn't like, I know I get excited about to do this work, so I can't help it. It was very exciting, but your heart portal is kind of reminds me of this because it's really gooey, it's infected, it's like pussy and gross, and there's a terrible jam in here. I'm like Indiana Jones reaching my hand in. That's what it's kind of like. But we're going to make you feel awesome today, okay? So, okay. I'm going for it. I'm like, oh, it's like literally I'm in the moment. I literally am feeling this way right now. So I'm reaching my hand in. What am I gonna touch? I don't know. I haven't felt anything yet. I'm just, for some reason, there's like this terrible anxiety about this. So I'm just going with it. Okay, I feel like I'm going to puke. I feel an awful feeling. Like I'm going to puke from my heart, not from my emotional gut, but from my heart. I feel shaky. I feel vulnerable. I feel like grossed out. I feel scared. I feel all of these things because you too are feeling all these things inside yourself too, okay? There's something you're supposed to reach your hand into. It's going to be an unpleasant, you're going to think it's unpleasant, you're going to believe that it's unpleasant, but it's actually going to heal you big time. But you have to make the choice to trust, okay? You got to make the choice to trust in what is going to happen next. Does Indiana Jones ever say, I can't stick my hand in there because of the gross, nasty insects? Or does Indiana Jones say, you know what, I got to trust because I gotten this far and I got to go into the next experience and the next phase of this journey, right? So he just goes for it. You too, in your life, Stephen, this is a real thing. However metaphorically this means, in your own spiritual psychic attack situation, alien implant situation, you're gonna have to reach your hand into your own like gross experience. You're gonna believe it's bad, you're gonna think it's bad, it's gonna feel full of anxiety, but it's actually you choosing to heal yourself. It's actually good, okay? So whatever feels the worst is actually is when you're gonna know that you're on the right pathway to self-healing, because part of this is I'm helping to analyze your spiritual atmosphere. I'm doing this work too to help you, but you also get to get the bonus stuff, ideas and tips to take with you, okay? Because you're psychic, you're feeling all of this stuff, but you have the power to remove it at any time. If you have the power to feel it, you have the power to say no to it. You have the power to remove it at any time. So I'm I'm your advocate, so I'm going to be your hand, and I'm going to go into the gross thing, okay? Because this is how you really feel about this idea of doing this, and I'm just going to do it for you, okay? But at the same time, they're telling me, echoing back, that there's going to come a point in your life, Stephen, where you're going to have this same experience. And for you, it's going to feel full of anxiety, gross. You're going to be scared. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to resist it. But you're going to be like Indiana Jones. You're going to be an amazing adventurer, a conqueror of the mysterious worlds. And you're going to put your hand in there and you're going to do it, okay? And you're going to love what happens next, all right? But let's see what happens next, okay? In my version of the experience. Okay, boy, I have no idea what I'm touching, but there is a whole lot of energetic response here in the mental body, specifically the back of the head going up and then to the top of the head, okay? So back, head, and then comes up like a cap, and then above the head, like right here, okay? And Heart Portal is saying thank you for noticing me, for caring about me, for loving me. Thank you. It's sort of like the meaning of this reminds me of you're too gross, I don't want to touch you in order to heal you. It says thank you for not being grossed out by me and for loving me and helping me. It's sort of like, ew, I don't want to help a leper because I don't want to get leprosy, and they're disgusting, you know, and there's this filthy, gross, they're rotting flesh, just stink, you know, so this is your heart is acting like this. Like the heart portal is the leper that nobody wants to touch or hug or help because they're too disgusting and they stink and all these reasons. So your heart is saying thank you for accepting me and for not being afraid, for helping my heart to heal. It actually means a lot to me. So say you're welcome. It really is on that extreme, volume-wise. It really is. Heart's feeling better, but gosh, there's so much more work to do in your heart portal and in your mental body, and it's disorienting. It's actually dizzying. I can imagine you got a lot of sounds going on. I'm not able to access that just yet, but I experienced there's so much pressure buildup behind your heart portal that it's sending a lot of pressure into your mental body, and stuff is getting built up in there, and it's spinning too. There's a lot of spinning. So if there's lots of music playing, it's going around and around and around and around, you just got all this pressure buildup. So we need to get flow going through here and through here, okay? Okay, next disorienting thing. I feel a disorienting thing coming on around my head, particularly the third eye, and then just slightly above here, and then my throat, and then also the heart. But okay, so we're just gonna go through it. It's just a little bit of movement going on. It's not enough yet. Just a little bit of movement, but it's still not enough to get that jam to pop out. Part of your consciousness is coming to me and wants to talk to me about something. This part of your consciousness is pure white, ghostly looking. It doesn't have all of its teeth. Looks very tired. Looks like a man. I don't know why this is what the emanation is. I got trapped in a lighthouse. It's something about imprisoned in a lighthouse and I've forgotten about. That's what it's emanating to me, an image of a lighthouse, and that it's still stuck inside the lighthouse. It's actually glowing like a ghost, but it isn't the light from the lighthouse itself. And it's trapped inside the basement. So that's the emanation. That's how I translate it. That's what it means to me. I say thank you for coming to me. When I touch your hand, I'm in the lighthouse. Down beneath, under the ground of the lighthouse. And there's so soily down here. You can imagine earthworms actually poking through at times. Like, it's just so soily down here. It's kind of damp and crumbly too. But it's still compact enough. Nothing caves in. Why are you down here? I'm saying. You don't have to be down here. Why are you down here? You won't speak to me. You have swallowed something really big in your throat. It's really large. Also, your ears are bothering you. but you keep putting a headset on, and you won't stop doing that, and there's something like blinding you as well. So something's jarred here, so you can't actually talk to me, and then you have headphones on here, but then something is blocking you from even seeing, so you're also blind. In this basement of the lighthouse. It's not even a basement. It's like you dug a hole and then you just found yourself at the bottom of this hole that you dug. And you wanted to hang out down there for some reason. You're not imprisoned, but you feel like you are. You could leave this at any time, but some part of you really does believe that you are imprisoned, and that belief system itself is going to then define your reality. So your reality is what you believe it is, and then therefore you are imprisoned, okay? But you're not, actually. I can tell you aren't. You could actually leave that at any time, this at any time. You choose to be down here. Gosh, your heart, man, what is stuck in here? Something white, it kind of looks like a baseball bat, and it's just push it right on into the heart portal, and it's just sort of stuck out. Part of it stuck out. Looks like a white baseball bat. And the more I look at you, the more it's like you swallowed a rock that, I don't know, some sort of object. It seems to be alive inside of your throat, but you can't get it out. It's almost like it became your throat. And the more I look at your face, is all weird. I don't know what this stuff is growing out of your eyes. This headphones here. You can't breathe quite well, but you're breathing enough. You just aren't allowed to speak, kind of thing. We got something going on with your gut region as well. So all I can do right now is just to observe you, and then whatever information echoes back, I tell you what that is, and then I wait for the inspirations that I meant to have in order to transform what we're looking at here, okay? You want me to stay down here with you? You want me to stay down here with you, like as a friend or somebody who can help you, somebody who sees you, understands you, could help you. And I say, no way, I'm gonna hang out down here with you. Why don't you let go of some stuff and come hang out with me at the higher dimensions? It's fun. It's fun up there. There's other things you can explore up there. What do you think about that? All right, somebody inside you is really angry at me for saying that. And I say, what is it that you can't let go of? You can come up to the higher dimensions too. What do you think? All right, it's just like a face that's just like kind of coming out from inside of you, inside of your face. It comes out from inside of your face, and it's just really angry with me right now for even suggesting it. It's purple. The faces. And I say, what do you know about Steven? Has really long nails. Just wants to scratch me a lot. Oh gosh, there's a stomach ache brewing now. It's almost like you're this thing's apartment, and I'm an annoying apartment neighbor, and he's gonna call the police on me. That's the way he's acting, this emanation from inside of you. And I'm disturbing the peace or something. But the more I keep emanating love and calmness, peacefulness, comfort, it's okay. However you feel, whatever your anger is, just go ahead and vent. I'm here to help you vent and to talk about things and to work through this. We can let go, move on, and find new places to be. Yes. Okay. I mean, this purple face guy feels like he is you. That he is you. So I'm going to find out, are you Steven? There's some other part of Steven. Let's find out. He's thinking for a moment. He says, I can't remember who I am. And I say, okay, so you aren't Steven. He actually is starting to come out of you, and he's coming out of you to talk to me. He said nobody's come to talk to me like this before. He's not angry anymore. He's actually kind of perplexed right now. And you just fall to the ground and fall asleep while he comes out and talks to me. I don't know what to make of this. It's some sort of weird conversation, but I don't know what he's saying yet. Just gotta wait. I say, I don't know what you're saying to me, so I just go and I just look at the version of you that's on the ground. I mean, you look really strange. You look like you have weird little, like, underwater things kind of coming out your eyes, and I don't know what's all this junk on your face. It's like a plastic pieces and large throats. It just a headset. I mean, it's all types of like I don't know what to do with these belongings of mine. I'm just gonna throw them in this pile. And then like a year goes by and we've just been throwing a bunch of stuff into a pile, random stuff, and that's whatever is from your throat, around your face, and then ears, head. It's just like layers of random stuff. I don't even know how to describe it. It just looks like the more I look at it, it just gets weirder and weirder, full of stuff, okay? So I'm just looking at you. There is a serious concern as you're kind of coming to. Keep pointing at that purple guy, and you're creating a hysteria. You're like you can't speak, right? So you're freaking out and pointing at him. And there's something about underwater. I keep experiencing echoes of underwater, and this purple guy kind of looks like an underwater person. There's something about the skin is really smooth, and something about like gills, or I don't know, something in the way that his body is shaped is kind of looks underwatery. But he stands with 2 feet, 2 arms. Something about his face looks fishy. As like a metaphor for he's like a fishy guy. He's not clear, that's for sure. And he doesn't emanate, twisted energy. He's just kind of standing here muted. You won't get up and you won't leave. You just keep reacting like you're trying to scream and tell me something about this guy. And so the thing is, I'm not afraid. You're the one that is afraid. This part of yourself is afraid. And we can't react with fear. We actually have to react with understanding. So we just take it easy. We stay peaceful. And we allow the energy to communicate for itself. Okay? This is a spirit realm, so it works differently than the human world. Okay? Everything keeps saying I'm underwater. Whatever this is, it's definitely creating suffocation and the experience of being underwater and unable to breathe. And something weird about the mid-gut region, something very strange about that, and bubbles coming out of the mid-gut region. Okay, this was really strange. So you're underwater in this new scene. This new scene is still interconnected with the original scene. We're just going through the next layer, energetic layer about it. And so we just go with what comes here. It's expressing its needs, it's venting, it's sharing information with me. So we just keep going through the layers and we'll just see what the next thing is. So we're underwater. You're in like a pod of some kind, and there's bubbles coming out, but you're suffocating, and it's like you've been buried alive. And nobody can hear you, and nobody can come to help you. And it's almost like a hospital bed that has a rounded top that it's just a rounded top, and it's like a pod, but it also like a cart on wheels kind of thing, like a hospital bed on wheels. This is, I'm telling you, there's a lot going on associated with this. Also, mental body is interconnected, heart portal, throat interconnected here. Gut region interconnected here. Spinal column is also interconnected here. Screaming that never comes out. A screaming, a need to scream or express the self, but it never comes out. It's always stuck. And there's something big time going on with your lower spine. We just keep going through. We acknowledge these places, and we let the places be acknowledged, and they just show me the next thing, okay? So we're just going through the layers. We're just going through the layers. Oh, gosh. It's like very suffocating. It's like very little breath. Shallow breathing. And it's really ridiculously hard on your heart, and your blood vessels, it's like I'm not getting enough oxygen. There's constantly this feeling like I can't get enough oxygen. So it's like suffocation experiences, and suffocation experiences are very overwhelming for everybody. All your energy bodies, but your head is especially overwhelmed right now. Heart is still very overwhelmed. Can't breathe, I can't breathe. That sort of like keeps echoing in here. And you don't have the power to take the lid off of this bed. So you don't even, it's not even an idea in your mind. Take the lid off, unstrap myself, swim up to the surface. Like, these are never thoughts. You're just waiting for something to magically happen to remove it all. But there's something that you've got to do. You got to participate in this in some way. And the last thing anybody wants to do is participate in an experience like this more directly. There's something you have to learn in your own world about how to face these types of experiences, because you're having an energy experience on a psychic level. I can go in here and do this work for you, but there's something about you being able to go in and do this work for you too. So something about that is part of the journey as well. Because you have the power to say no to this and leave this at any time, but why is it that you're not triggered to do that? Why is it that you aren't triggered to have a self-realization yet? I don't know why. You have to ask yourself, why do I still feel like a victim of this experience? Now, part of the experience, I feel suffocated in it, but I don't know how to lift the lid. I don't know how to choose to see myself as empowered enough to take control over my own experiences. I feel like a victim to this experience. So we got to transform the I am a victim to I am empowered. I am a conqueror. I can do this. I can face this thing. You haven't got there yet for some reason, but it's up to you to decide inside yourself when you're ready. And I'm still talking to your deeper consciousness about the importance of this, and it's just sort of looking at the scene with me, and it hasn't said, I get it now. It just doesn't do it. It won't just lift the lid for yourself. All right, I'm just going to say, well, then we'll just, you want to be down here, you want to suffocate down here, so we'll just hang out down here as long as it takes until you decide that you don't want to suffocate anymore. Okay, purple guy is getting mad at me again from inside yourself. And this is more like a reflection of you, because I can feel you are mad. You inside yourself are mad. Because it's not like you should have to do anything here. You shouldn't have to be the one to have to do any more than you have already done. Can't you understand? I've already done enough. I'm doing everything I can. Why do I have to do any more? And I tell you, you are doing everything you can, but there's some part of the detail that we're missing, and we're going to bring that awareness to the surface. So once the awareness comes to the surface, now there's the next step in a journey that feels long and exhausting. There's yet another step to conquering it. And the sooner that you can say, all right, what is the next step? I'm ready to conquer the next part of this experience. I can tell you, your spiritual atmosphere is like, there's another step to conquering this experience. And I say yes, and your deeper consciousness is saying, so I've been through hell, and now there's still more. I'm like, no, there doesn't have to be anymore. It's just up to you to start to say, there doesn't have to be anymore, and I'm done with this experience now. Aren't saying that inside yourself. Are you saying that at the surface? I'm supposed to tell you that this experience right here, the alien implants experience, the music in your head, I feel like we're still moving towards clearing that completely out of there. It's not fully realized yet. And all the other experiences that you've had leading up to this point, they're all a part of you not saying, there's some sort of riddle to this, and there's something about a self-realization that you have power, Stephen, and you can say no to these experiences. You don't have to have alien implants. Nobody in the planet has to have alien implants. And alien implants can actually be helpful things, and sometimes they can be hindering things. So not all alien implants are evil, bad things, but I don't really, for me, it's a belief system. So belief systems create manifest things. So any type of energetic device can actually be placed in your spiritual atmosphere, in your aura, in your energy bodies. Your higher self will say, I want that experience. And then it will either help you in a positive way. We don't know how. It depends on who you are and why it's there and what it's about. Or it could help you in a seemingly negative way, which is also a positive way, to self-realize, to become strong and empowered, courageous, to discover your psychic ability, to face your spiritual attackers, psychic attackers. In some ways, believe it or not, I'm just going to throw it out there, in some ways it can be a little bit less scary to have spiritual attackers in a way, because they're energy beings, and we can face energy beings and say no. We can transform them, we can help them remember who they are, we can put love into their hearts. Human beings, if they want to kill you, then it's a little bit different system we're working with in our physical reality, but in the energy reality we have a little bit more, because we're really working with fear. And fear is an illusion, and anybody working with fear is also under illusions. But in the energy world, illusions can be transformed with love. And so you can actually face this with the power of love. You have the power. You have the power to face all of this with love. And so I'm talking to your deeper conscious while I'm talking to you, Stephen. So I'm talking to your deeper conscious about this too. Okay, very exhausting. Very, 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 very exhausting. So exhausting. I mean, you're so exhausted. You're just so exhausted. Your shoulders, there's a weight on your shoulders. You feel like you can't, it's hard to just stand up with a power, it's just hard to do it. And when it's hard to do it, it's like you run a 24 miles, and now you find out you got to run another 24 miles before you're through. Then you get through those 24 miles, and then it turns out you got another 24 miles. But my spirit guides say it only appears to be that way, but you can shift the pattern. You can shift the voice that you're choosing to work with inside yourself from I am the victim, why is this happening to me, what do I do, to override all other voices, override the music, override the whole system of your energetic experience, because it's not actually real. It feels real. The belief system is now manifesting the reality of it, but it can be transformed. Belief systems can always be transformed. So you have to start saying, I'm ready for a solution. I'm ready to be released. What's the next step? What do I need to do to get past this? There's something about a self-realization and a communication with not them, any of these beings, but beyond these beings, with your higher self, with your spirit guides, with the angels. And don't expect them to talk in your head. They're going to create a feeling of what they're communicating with you. And you gotta do as much as you can to focus on the feeling is to remember love. The feeling is to take a look at what these alien implant, what does the alien implant look like to you, Stephen? I guarantee you right now, you could close your eyes and say, okay, I have an alien implant. It looks like a little box in my, lower gut. Okay, take your energy hand, go touch the little box in your lower gut, and then pull it out and remove it. It's gone. You have the power to do that. And sometimes we could keep saying, well, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. There's thousands of them, thousands and thousands and thousands of them. And so when that happens, you just simply say there's nothing. There isn't any alien implants. That has power. That message right there has power. Now you can say, all alien implants within myself, I dissolve you with the power of love. You have to stand by that. You have to believe that statement has power. If you don't believe that statement has power, then the alien implants are more powerful than that statement. So this is how you work with energy, because statements, affirmations, belief systems actually create realities. And this is a reality you're going through. So we have to change the belief system that has manifested it, okay? And part of it is you participating in being the self-healer. It's real. This is real. Okay, so what's the next weird thing? Okay. A lot of emotion, a lot of sadness. Again, it's like I swallowed a rock, but it kind of kicks like it's a body, but it's like I swallowed a rock, but it never went all the way down. It's stuck here. And I'm just like, your mental body says, I'm exhausted, I'm exhausted, I'm exhausted, I'm exhausted, I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted. And I feel how exhausted you are. I can feel how exhausted you are. And it's like, I just want to collapse. I just want this to be done. I just want this to stop. Oh, gosh. So, all right. You're inside a lot of layers, by the way. And I've been going back and looking at all the layers that have taken us to this point right now. And I'm going to reach my arms down and pull you up and out, okay? You're like a pea pod, and you're like a little pea in a pea pod that got buried like a million miles into the soils beneath the lighthouse. And I'm pulling you up and out of that. This purple guy is somehow you. Still pulling you up and out. I mean, I keep looking at purple guy and I could see like a million different versions of purple guy. Still pulling you up and out. And this is all I'm underwater and I can't breathe. This is all my heart portals jammed up and all the energies blocked behind me up into my brain. This into my mental body. This is all the energy jam, all right? Everything we've seen thus far that's taken us into this point, this is all related to this massive energy jam in your heart and your mind, okay? And it's another way to look at it is to see yourself as a tiny little pea inside a pod, 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 inside a pod. There's no light down in here. You feel like you're a million miles from, you're just so deep. You just feel so kind of like you dug yourself into a hole and you can't get yourself out, and there's nobody down here but you to help you through your suffering, kind of thing. And you can't see, you can't speak, you can't breathe, you're suffocating. There's the headphones, I can't even hear the music still. The headphones are just on your ears and this is going on. That isn't me saying that's not happening, because I know that what this is like. I'm just waiting for myself to get deeper into the layers so I can start working on that more. So, all right, so there's some movement going on here. So you just let the movement happen. Okay, let's see what happens next. So I'm just still pulling you up and out of the pod, but you're getting a lot lighter, and the lighter you get, the more you can breathe, and the brighter you become, like lifting you up into the light of the lighthouse so you can be the light of your own lighthouse. You're not buried beneath the surface of the lighthouse, but you are in your lighthouse. So as the lighthouse, as the light within the lighthouse. All right, a lot of emotional reactions in the heart, and it's sending information into the mental body. There's a lot of movement going on here, a lot of soul squirming type movements. It's just having a reaction or a reflection on everything. Because even when I'm talking to you in the video, I'm talking to deeper parts of your consciousness. So they're all digesting this information, and it's transforming their structured belief system. The ability to feel aware that you have the power. Not to just think about, how do I get the power? Well, these are some steps I can get the power, but I still can't seem to get it. But to actually feel that I have power. And this energy work is going to lift you up, make you feel full of light again, give you the strength to keep moving, okay? And to move beyond this, because you don't need, this is all just, you know, old junk. You're not working with it anymore, okay? No more alien implants. Bam, it's gone. Okay. This one's another bad, whatever this ripple is. It feels like you ever, like just before you puke, you start to get awful sweats and you can feel it brewing and you just swallow a lot and you just know it's going to happen. That's what this feels like right now. A little bit of a shake. I feel clammy. I'm sweating. It's like going to happen again. Like I'm going to puke again, but it's not puke. It's something else. And it's overwhelming. And I see you're pale, very pale, and sweating. Kind of like the man that was like the white ghostly man. It was missing some teeth, and I've been imprisoned in the lighthouse kind of thing. You look really pale too, and you're just sweating, but you're more dense, not like a ghost, but like a dense person. Oh, this is, whatever this is isn't good. Isn't going to make you feel warm and fuzzy. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Again, you're being controlled. You're being held down. There's real beings doing this to you. And I remind you again about the conversation that, so there's real consciousness. Let's define as conscious, because it's real consciousness, okay? Everything is a consciousness. Everything has a consciousness. So there's real consciousness doing this to you. But in the energy world, you can actually look energetically. I can close my eyes. I can see, especially when it is my own personal experience. I like, there's a consciousness coming to visit me. The consciousness looks like a black blob. The consciousness looks like weird, creepy green snake eyes. The consciousness looks like an angry, big black cat. The consciousness looks like a creepy, bloated ogre with clammy gray skin. The consciousness looks like, usually conscious do stuff like that, influence these types of experiences. You can close your eyes and you'll see them, and they usually look like one of these items, okay? An ogre-y thing, a black blobby thing, creepy looking eyes, a black cat, could look like any of those things. Oftentimes it'll fit into one of those categories. So if you close your eyes and say, I want to look at the consciousness of my attacker, or the consciousness of who is putting the alien implants into me, the consciousness of. See, I'm not allowed to just, I'm here to teach you. Your higher self is calling me to teach you here how to do this, because this is the you. Oh, I gotta look at my attacker. I'm putting my hand in the gross portal. I'm freaking touching this deteriorating, rotten flesh skin of the dying leper. Like it literally keeps like, I'm gonna puke. Like it keeps doing this. Okay, so that it's okay. It's supposed to feel terrifying. It's supposed to feel disgusting. It's supposed to feel these ways. Because we're conquering. We're conquering the energy pattern. This energy pattern is the wound and the infection that's attracting all these friends that want to give you evil alien implants to play music in your head and mess up your spiritual atmosphere for all this junk happens, okay? So, I want you to do this now, okay? What's the consciousness of the one that put these alien implants into your body look like? You can do it. You can do this. Take a nice deep breath. Whether you can feel them or not, you're surrounded by angels all the time. God is there. You're part of God. You are God. Okay? You're your own God consciousness. You are a part of God consciousness. You are God. So you already are God. Okay? does the evil does the infinite evil destroy God? You choose to destroy yourself, right? It's the truth. So you have to unwind that idea. You are God. You actually are God. I'm God. Everybody is God. You are also God. That consciousness is also God. So, but we have the power to say no to those other parts of God. You know, we do. So you need to look at it. Look at the face. All right. Let me just see what comes to me. All right. They're going to show me what it looks like. They're telling me we're not going to show you, Abby, what it looks like. Stephen, you're going to have to find out for yourself. What does the face of the attacker look like? They're also saying that things are actually starting to lighten up to the point that somehow it's getting lighter. It's like sometimes when you want to look at the face of the attacker's like, oh, you actually want to look at me? Oh, I'm getting the hell out of here. You'd be amazed at that happens too. So if you want to transform or you want to help bring the love and the light back into God consciousness of this kind, because we're all God consciousness, if you want to do that, either A, you will look at them and they'll be astonished. They'll be terrified and run away because now they have to face their fear, which their fear is love. Okay? So when you become the love that they are afraid of, they either say, I'm ready to transform with love, or I'm terrified, I'm not ready yet, so you'll see them run away. So that does happen. I've actually gone, in my own experiences, gone back to take a look at my other energy attackers before, and either they were hiding or they didn't show up, or I was no longer able to access them because I didn't need to anymore, because I completed that part of the journey. So there's something here too for you. The minute that you face it, and somehow you have, I don't know how at this point in time, there's no such thing as time, so I'm making this in the past, so to speak. You're going to watch it in the future, and somehow in your timeline, you do this because there's no energy attacker anymore. Like, it's totally filling up with light right now, and it's so light and airy that there's just zero happening. And you're actually starting to grow. You're actually getting really, really big. Like you're blowing up like a balloon, but you're not full of air. You're full of muscle. You're turning into like a big giant man, full of light, and you're really standing strong, courageous. Like you are your own mountain man, like a man of like a mountain of a man kind of thing. And you're growing really, really big right now. And you see that you have a lot of parts of yourself inside your heart that are squirming and crying, and they're like splintered parts of yourself stuck inside your heart, and they're infecting your heart portal. And you, Stephen, this part of this massive, amazing part of your consciousness is saying, I have the power, Abby. And you're actually squeezing, like pinching, like squeezing out these splinters with your fingers. You're squeezing it out. And there's little ones that are coming out. They're just this big. They're just so tiny, little splinters. Obviously, if you're this big, these little tiny splinters are like the size of your body. But if you're like super big, like the size of a mountain, then they're really small, and they're not as wowzery when they're that tiny. So you're just pushing them all out right now of your heart. You say, Abby, you're in between two roads here, a road to personal freedom and empowerment, and a road to I'm sad that this happened, and I can't let go of my attachment to the emotional aspects of the event, the experience of what I've been through. You're still emotionally attached to everything you've been through, so that is still keeping you between two pathways. The pathway that keeps taking you back into the revolving broken record of this and the pathway of I'm letting go of everything having to do with this. I don't need to get back into that. And I'm going to move on because I'm going to choose freedom. Freedom is also choosing to say I'm complete with the experience and not choosing to, this is hard. This is one hard thing to do. Basically, act like it never happened. Just wake up one day and just, I don't know anything about that. La 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 la. I never heard that. I never saw that. I never experienced that. And I'm telling you, you're going to say that's wrong in every way, shape, and form because I really did experience that, because it really did suck that bad, because these things really did happen to me. But again, belief systems, if you continue to say, yes, it did happen and it's still happening, you're manifesting it to continue happening. So one powerful way that's actually extremely hard, but you can try and do this, is just wake up. I don't hear any music in my head. And I don't hear, anybody talking to me. I don't hear, there are no alien implants in me. And you have to live every single day. But you have to own it. It's got to be, you got to own it. You can't just be like, not owning it. You can't have to be quite kind of there and kind of not there. You got to really own it. Like I don't know anything about that. And you have to do it day after day after day. And I'm telling you, the less attention you give it, the smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller it becomes, and then it disappears, and the volume comes way down, and then it all disappears. So you literally can stop it simply by just choosing to state that it's not there. I know it's like it really has affected you. It's really, I can tell you've been through a rigmarole here, but that also has power. That also has power. It's a hard one because of our emotional attachments to the memories and the events that make us a living person. And if those memories and events weren't real, that actually is like pissing and shitting on the memories and what I've been through itself. But I'm telling you, there's power. If you want to nip this in the bud, just don't know anything about that. And you have to truly own it every day, all day long, day after day after day. And I'm telling you, first week's going to be hard, second week's easier, third week's even easier, fourth week's even easier, and then just keep doing it even for a year, even for 2 years, because you'll even after like 6 months, you'll say, you'll still feel somehow connected to it, but you'll actually be able to say it's way less than it's ever been before. You got to persevere. It's like a weight. If you want to lose weight, or if you want to start a new exercise regime, or I want to learn how to play the violin, you can't just give it one day. You learn how to play the violin. You can't just give the diet one day. You can't just give it, I don't know anything about that. I don't hear any psychic stuff. I don't hear any music. I don't hear even if you hear it, you just say I don't. And then you truly believe that. You truly state it is not happening. And then you focus your attention on anything else. And you make everything else, that real. This table, this laptop, this, water, this, like everything else that I see and experience is real. I'm telling you, that has power. You may still find yourself kind of energetically attached to the past, but if you keep staying firm with it, you'll notice your power coming back. And as you get more power back, then as the revolving door turns, like as the revolving experience turns, and a year later, then you can start saying, okay, I'm ready to reconcile that experience because I've gotten my power back, and I still feel kind of, I feel offended, I feel violated, I feel all of these things because of this event that I experienced, that I had to do this in order to get myself back to this point. Now you can start doing energy work to let go of all that other stuff. But this is another approach, okay? Okay, what are you talking to me about? Your deeper conscious is talking to me about something. Okay. You're waffling between believing in yourself and not. You are starting to become aware that you have the power to face this thing. You just still aren't quite sure how. And I tell this part of your consciousness that try it out. Just try this one out. Why don't you close your eyes? Just try this one out. Close your eyes. And just from your heart say, I've been through this memory of all this stuff. So if you don't want to just You know, I don't hear it, I don't see it. I'm just going to focus on everything that is real in my current life in order to change the pattern. All right? We change the pattern, energetic pattern of the reality, of the belief systems, of the structures, of the everythings. That's become the reality, right? And then we change the pattern over a long period of time, like 6 months, now to a year. And I swear to God, you'll even notice 6 months you're a totally new person. You might still feel it in your heart, the connection, but you'll be a new person. So you're saying that I don't necessarily, your deeper consciousness doesn't necessarily want to do that. It's more so would prefer to face it instead of just it's done and it's not there. I'd rather face it is kind of what you're saying to me. You say, okay, so you close your eyes and you say, all right, universe, I'm ready to face this. We're going to do the music box in your head, okay? That's what we're going to do right now, Stephen. So I'm visualizing you. This is me giving you a tip on how to do this for yourself, but I'm also going to do this with you, and this is really going to clear out the sound, okay? So I see you on a couch, okay? Just in your own space, in your own time, and you've told the universe, I'm going to heal myself today. I, Stephen, am going to heal myself today. Okay, so this is a big deal. I experience your energy field shifting. This is really important because it's really opening your heart up immediately. And it's giving a lot of your energy bodies access to breathing, energetic breathing that you're not used to. And you're nervous, but you're feeling ready, okay? Feeling ready will conquer anything, any anxieties, fears, and never run away from what you're going to face. Always stand firm and just keep looking at it. Just say, wow, I feel like I'm going to puke. Whatever this energy is making me terrified. I want to go away. I want to run away. No matter how bad it feels, you got to stand firm in your mind because you're going to visualize this. You're going to let the image come to you, okay? And you're going to stand firm and you're just going to stand there. So you just digest it. It's like somebody, there's a stinky, rotten smell. If you stand there in that stinky, rotten smell for long enough, you won't even notice it's there anymore. So this energy world is the same thing. If you stand there for long enough in the stinky, rotten smell of an energy consciousness that is helping to manifest this experience with you, then if you stand there for long enough in the energy world, you won't notice that anxiety, I feel like I'm going to puke when I'm standing next to them. All that stuff will actually dissipate. And you're going to feel a huge self-empowerment boost. This is psychic tips, okay? So you're on your couch, you're saying to the universe, I am ready. And you're letting your heart be your guide, okay? Nobody else, just your heart, just you, Stephen. You've got this thing. If you happen to hear any sounds, anybody telling you anything like you can't do it or anything like that, and say, thank you for speaking to me. And now allow yourself to visualize what that voice looks like as an energy consciousness. And it might actually be a reflection of yourself too. Okay, because that sometimes happens. Because when we go through this broken stuff, we have parts of ourself that are broken that are attracting other energy consciousness that are broken too. So some of it's us, some of it's other stuff. So we just, whatever it is, we accept it as it is. We're thankful for it. And then we transform it with love by just simply saying thank you. That's it. Or you draw a heart, okay, with a happy face. That's all you do. Say that's for you. Just to say thank you. But we're talking about the music box in Stephen's head. Okay. I'm doing this right alongside you right now. You're saying, universe, I'm ready to silence the music in my head. So it's the first thing that comes to you. And it's not necessarily going to come in your third eye. It can also come as a feeling, okay? Well, the feeling is, I'm in a space of darkness. I'm just surrounded by darkness. Or, wow, there's actually, I'm feeling a lot of energy shifting going on here. It's hard to talk through it. You tell me I don't want to be alone. And you're crying, and you actually are crying so profusely. There's snot running down, too. And you're a little child. And you're actually kind of holding yourself and rocking yourself. And you're crying, and you're just saying, I don't want to be alone. And you cover your ears. like this. There's no sound in here, but you just keep, I don't want to be alone, I don't want to be alone, I don't want to be alone, I don't want to be alone. You just keep doing that. Yeah, your heart's really been hurt. You're doing a really great job, Stephen, of continuing to work through this, okay? And as many splinters as we've gotten out of there, I experienced another sort of like a burnt, your heart is burnt out kind of thing. Another version of yourself comes in with a big knife and stabs this other version, this little child, many, many times, even slices the scene so it doesn't exist anymore. And sort of like pain and suffering is your friend. Is pain and suffering truly a good friend? Is pain and suffering the type of company you want to keep? Your heart says, all I know is pain and suffering. I say, don't say that. All I know is pain and suffering. You say, I have learned a great deal about pain and suffering, but I know too about love. Whatever you state becomes your reality. Remember that. So you have to state the other sides of the story. Pain and suffering isn't all you know. You do know things about love. And you need to honor that part of yourself too. Honor that you know things about love. Gosh, your heart's really jammed here. Pulling out something horrible. Whatever this rock is. There's something also, it's like the white baseball bat, but it's something, it's kind of curled up into the throat too. It's like all merged together, and we're just going to pull it all out in one big chunk from the throat down and out the heart. Pain and suffering is pretty angry and likes to yell at you a lot and make you feel belittled and small. Likes to kick you when you're down. It would definitely rub your face in mud all day long. It would make you eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's the type of company that this part of you, this lonely child part of you, likes to keep. Okay. You have a sharp tack that's growing backward. It's growing out to your heart. The sharp end is puncturing out of your body from your heart. Again, I am the emanation of me pulling a little pea out of like the depths of great distance, or pulling a version of you out of like a pod, inside a pod, inside a pod, inside. So all these pods, these layers of experience are breaking down, and I'm able to pull out this part of your essence that's just been, it's just been cut off from light and love and nourishment and all of that stuff. This angry guy. Who is this angry guy, Stephen? Because we all have these parts of us, and we all have little angry people inside ourselves. They're just parts of our consciousness, parts of our soul journey, soul fragments even, parts of today's life and the things that have made us mad that we haven't been able to reconcile, still screaming about it. Even if we've moved on and that was 10 years ago, those little parts of us will start yelling at us and new things happening in our life. So we all have them. So this too, I'm having you look at this angry part of yourself and this crying child part of yourself. You say they're stuck on the other side of the mirror and I can't get to either of them. Saying, but you just created a mirror and then said that. No, they're not stuck on the other side of the mirror. You just won't admit it. You're banging on the mirror and saying, hello, hello, can you hear me? But you're manifesting the inability to get to these parts of yourself. You're blocking yourself from helping and healing yourself. Why are you doing that? Creating a door in the mirror and it's open, so you're just going to fall right into this space. You can't breathe in here. It terrifies you to see yourself. Terrifies you. to see this little child crying version of yourself, to see this angry part of yourself, you have to actually face these parts of yourself. Because you feel ashamed. You want it to blame it on someone else, but you feel ashamed. And the angry part is this part that has a right to be angry. You're just looking at them both. You're taking my advice and just standing here and looking at them both, no matter what the emotional response is, even shame. It's okay to feel shame. Everybody feels shame. It's like when we're more powerful when we can admit that it's okay to feel shame sometimes. It's okay to do the wrong thing. It's okay to say things incorrectly. You meant it to be this way and it came out all wrong and I feel stupid now. It's okay, okay? And if we can just stand tall and just say, I can love I'm enough. Like, we can just stand tall and hang in there. And you're doing that. You're allowing yourself to feel this version of shame related to these two parts of your consciousness. You're doing a very good job. It's dissolving this, whatever this big old black space is. It's helping your heart to breathe more and your mental body to clear out. It's like a shadowy place. Child asks you if you will help me. Child does. You don't know if you can. Child's kind of scary looking, actually. But it's also a part of you. Parts of yourself that you don't like to look at. And you cry a lot to look at this child part of yourself. At the face, it's like a deformed, twisted, awful face to look at. Like, it just is. Like, it's scary looking. It's like a horror movie face. Then it's you. It's part of your face that you don't want to look at. Your soul. It's okay. You're doing really good. Your deeper conscious is doing really good, Stephen. Just standing here firm and saying, I can love you no matter how scary you look, no matter, even if you have leprosy, I love you. Even if you have a heart portal full of scary, nasty insects crawling over me, I love you. And even if you're angry and want to cut me into pieces, I still love you. Whatever this is about, I can be strong enough to stand here and say, I love you. Your mental body's feeling a lot better. Yeah, gosh, I just don't get why you're folded into all these layers. I'm still pulling you out. Another echo of another version of you being stuck in a bunch of layers. So I'm just pulling you again out of that emanation now. Even more breathable. You're magnetically attracted to this. You can change the direction of your magnet, you know? And you change the direction of your magnet when you start identifying yourself as, I am full of love. I have the power. I am living a happy life. I'm telling you, no matter what is going on, I swear to God it's not, though. I'm lying to myself if I say I'm living a happy life. No, you're not lying to yourself. You're defining the reality you're choosing to exist in. And if you want a miserable life to transform into a happy life, you start to state, I am living a happy life full of love. It changes the direction of your energy streams. It opens up your heart. It opens up access to loving vibrations. And it opens up access to self-healing. Self-healing is not an easy thing. It's a hard thing because you got to look at more of the parts of yourself that you do not want to admit that is me. And I don't want to admit that. We all have this. Like, we're always working on ourselves. Like, the sooner you can admit that, you know, you have things that you're ashamed of. You have things you're embarrassed about. You have things that, memories that weren't right. You have all this stuff. But that's what makes you beautiful, okay? And so I gotta go because I'm looking at the time here, but I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect here from your energy field properly. Your higher self really loves you, by the way, and is actually smiling at me. And this is another gift from heaven to help you through this experience, Stephen, and to empower you, to help you find the hero and the courage inside yourself. And all you have to do is sit down on your couch, just close your eyes, and choose to see something, okay? But don't say, I can't see anything, because it doesn't matter what you see. You don't have to see any images. You can feel images, okay? You can feel that it feels like this. Well, it feels like I'm underwater. I don't see that I'm underwater, but I feel I'm underwater. Wow, now I feel like I'm suffocating underwater. I feel that. I don't see it. I just feel this experience. And then as I'm feeling this experience, I'm also feeling that you were really, really down a long way. And that would make sense because your energy atmosphere is suffocating from all of this. Your heart portal is fully plugged up, so we just pull you out of there. So I'm feeling all of this stuff out. And so your psychic experience can be a feelings-based one too. It's not necessarily about what you see. I'm more of a feeler than I am a seer, but I see through my feelings, okay? So you too can just say, I'm ready to heal now. The minute you say that, you open a gateway, you opened a portal to allow love in to help you, okay? It's invisible love, so just trust that it heard you, trust that it's there, all right? So once you do that, just close your eyes, and I'm going to heal myself today. And now you allow yourself to experience a space. A space is anything. It could be like an automobile lot. It could be an orchard, apple orchard. It could be a horse farm. It could be mountains, mountain ranges. It could be a snowy scene, a desert scene. It could be outer space. You could be full blown in a torture bed, looking at like a bunch of scary faces looking back at you. It could be anything. So whatever it is, it's exactly what you need to see right now. And love it for that, and learn how to be able to look at the scene and appreciate it for as it is. Now go into the scene and just interact with it. Interact with those faces. Say, why are you here? Say, thank you for showing yourself to me. Now get yourself out of the torture bed in your own imagination world, in your own psychic space, spiritual space. Just stand up and say, I'm done. Now walk out their door. And if there is no door, you just manifest one. Bam. Snap my fingers, there's a door. I'm just going to walk through it now. Or you just walk through the walls into a next experience. You just chose to leave that. That part of your consciousness now has left it. And now you've got that part of your consciousness back, more access to it in your heart. Because you just chose to say, no, I don't want this experience. These are all tips, okay? And you can do this, Stephen, because you're already feeling these things, you're already psychic and you're already sensitive, energetically sensitive, which is kind of cool because a lot of people want to have a psychic sensitivity. And so now for your psychic sensitivity, you're in that sort of category where we got to learn how to work with love in order to create the positive psychic sensitivity experiences instead of the negative ones. But it's kind of cool because you're starting in at the hard end of things. So you go through the hard end of things, learn how to conquer it, and wow, are you ever going to become like a really awesome helper in this world to so many other people going through the same thing. So that's all I can say. This is a bit long, but it's so worth it to help you feel better. You will notice yourself feeling lighter, definitely feeling way lighter. You feel more access to love, all right? Because you were down so deep and because your energy was so jammed up, you weren't breathing very well. So energy is going to start breathing a lot better, and it's going to clear out your mental body too, okay? Energy work takes time, so I give you an hour of energy work. It's not just bam, it's already in our physical reality. It takes time to process through our physical reality. So I do it in an energy space, and then the energy space is processing through. So it just, the first 3 to 5 days, just relax and take it easy, but you should notice this clearing out within the next 24 hours, okay? Clearing out that mental body. And then your heart portal feeling a lot more breathable and a lot more access to just everything's going to be okay. And I feel balanced with love in a way that I was feeling disconnected from. And then tips, okay, to keep working on whatever it is that you want to work on next, in your own way, in your own experience, because it's choosing to love yourself, heal yourself, and empower yourself, okay? So that's what the message is. All right. So thank you, Stephen. I really enjoyed helping you today. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.